looking this good.
Finding pre-loved pieces from the brands and designers I love, which can mean saying goodbye to something I thought I'd keep forever.
The law, it can feel intimidating. To master it takes an experienced and caring hand. It's a matter of trust.
This is 7 News, the voice of the New England.
Tonight, country residents reveal how they've been affected by crime. One local council's plan to build 4,000 new homes.
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this news hour, a grandfather killed in a hit and run while out on a walk in Sydney's west. And our new Governor-General, Samantha Mostyn, takes office today.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. Horrifying stories of crime and its impacts have been shared as part of an inquiry to find answers. And while those submissions have now closed, the next step will be public hearings to allow victims to tell their stories firsthand.
When retained firefighter Andrew Johns was paged to an early morning car fire last year, he never expected it would be his own car alight.
But to have my own possession, so willfully destroyed for someone's enjoyment was pretty heartbreaking. Really not a nice feeling at all. And for the next couple of days, I was pretty down on the job and, considered whether it was still for me.
Firefighters used to saving lives and possessions, worried for their own.
But we've got some firefighters that, are single parents and they've got 15, 16-year-old kids and they'd normally go to a fire call in the middle of the night and they think twice now because their kids don't feel comfortable being at home knowing what's happening out in the streets.
Andrew's story, just one of over 30 submissions from our region, some painting a dire picture. An elderly woman detailing a horrifying home invasion, pushed to the ground on her lounge room floor, sustaining long-term injuries. Others detailing the extent of car theft, claiming it's only a matter of time before this dangerous driving by youths will cause a fatality or serious injury. Some considering packing their bags. This is not an area I want to raise my family in under the current circumstances. Some victims have told 7 News they now live in fear of another incident and religiously lock up their properties like they've never done before. Antar Armidale putting forward ideas in their submission, including raising the age of criminal responsibility and investing money in long-term community programs.
Prevention is better than cure. And one of the issues in Armidale is that there appear to have been a number of things which occurred in the past which no longer do occur, often because the funding ran out.
Let's go to James Carter now, who joins us from Tamworth. And James, those submissions are in, so what's the next step here?
Nick, obviously there will be a lot of interest in just where these sessions will be held. Mount Druitt MP Edmund Natala, who is heading the inquiry, told 7 News the committee is currently reviewing the 188 submissions and mapping out the visitation program. The inquiry is due to report back by the end of next year, with people urged to put their hand up if they'd like to host a session in their council area.
Okay, thanks for the update, James. That's James Carter reporting in Tamworth. Motorists are being left in no doubt about seatbelt safety tonight. Buckle up or face some very expensive consequences. Mobile phone cameras will now also be used to detect those not wearing a seatbelt. And if you're caught doing the wrong thing, the fines will top $400. The New South Wales government says the change is absolutely necessary to reduce the carnage on our roads.
We are concerned about the road toll. It has risen after COVID. Like other states, we're facing that challenge. We've seen this technology work in other states.
The government says 15% of the state's road toll can be blamed on people not actually wearing a seatbelt. One local city is tonight hoping to expand and ease the housing crisis. Armidale Regional Council is unveiling its future growth plans with an ambitious housing target.
Armidale's beauty and charm isn't enough to entice people to relocate, but now the local council has some direction.
The absence of a strategy has meant that the state government won't sign off on any alterations that we want. The ultimate audience, though, are the developers and the state government.
And now that strategy has come to life. The council wants residents to help them go from 30 to 40,000 people by 2043 and eventually to 50,000. The first step is getting 4,400 new homes on the market in the next 19 years. They've slashed the minimum lot sizes for Armidale, allowing for higher density living, and for smaller villages, they've increased the minimum lot size. In Guyra, it's going from 600 square metres to 1,000.
We're streamlining the way that we operate. We seek to be a seamless council. We want to be known as the place that it's easy and it's a good place to do business.
What makes this achievable is they sit in the New England Renewable Energy Zone, which means homes will have to be built in partnership with project developers. They're planning for Olympic Village-style temporary accommodation turned into available housing once they leave.
Whether we like it or not, it's coming. And that will mean about 2,000 high-vis workers for a 10-year period.
Daniel Clyde-Smith is a local real estate agent. He's glad the town is looking to expand, but does see a few challenges.
Probably the biggest struggle will be getting those trades, I think, though, at the moment, and just getting the cost of materials back to something a bit more realistic for people to hop into and invest.
Horticulture, education and renewable energy are the key job areas that will drive this growth. But for now, Council wants your opinion on their website.
Council is an enabler. That's what we're here to do. So there'll be the demand and hopefully the supply of housing will come on board.
Rex Quayle, 7 News.
Tamworth Hospital will receive its long-awaited PET scanner at the end of this month. The $2 million machine was supposed to have been installed by the end of last year. Cancer patients across the region have been forced to travel to Newcastle to get their scans done.
Every day that people are travelling, it puts more cost and more burden onto regional cancer patients. So we're just anticipating it's opening the doors and being used by the Tamworth and broader community.
Hunter New England Health says it will keep the community updated on the installation and commissioning of the new machine ahead of its first scans. Well, the New South Wales Coalition is in turmoil tonight. Let's go to Rex Quayle, who's got more details for us. And Rex, how did this all start?
Well, Nick, the opposition leader, Mr. Speakman, visited Wagga Wagga last week without telling Wes Fang, who is the Shadow Minister for Regional New South Wales. Now, Wes Fang lashed out on social media, labelling the visits an act of underhanded behaviour. Mr. Speakman responded on Friday night with a statement saying he'd sacked the Nationals MLC from the Shadow Ministry, which the Nationals are refusing to accept.
We'd always hope to resolve these things behind closed doors, and I understand the leaders have been communicating and are looking to have a solution today.
Now, Nick, state Liberal MPs are expected to meet tomorrow to discuss the rift and possibly appointing one of their own to Wes Fang's role.
OK, watch this space. Rex Quayle, thank you. Gunnedah locals are tonight considering who they want on their local council. With the September elections fast approaching, residents have told 7 News they want more focus on crime and local roads.
Gunnedah locals are starting to think about September council elections and who should represent them. Crime is a hot topic they want action on.
Lighting in the main street, yes, and cameras, but in the streets around the homes, because that's where a lot of the crime is now, and breaking into houses and things like that. And the problem being is they're all so young.
Fixing local roads is a priority across the region.
It's not just our council here, it's everyone's council. It's everywhere. Since the floods and everything, it's been really bad.
Others are happy with the progress the council is making.
No, they're doing a good job.
Yeah, the services are good in town, yeah.
Mayor Jamie Chaffey yet to announce if he will nominate for the top job.
I probably won't make my decision until the nomination's open.
Those hoping to represent the Gunnedah Shire can nominate from early August ahead of the September 14 polling day. Council is putting on 4 information sessions to encourage more locals to throw their hat into the ring. One run by the Australian Local Government Women's Association is aiming to raise awareness of the opportunities. Mayor Chaffey pleased with how much interest there has been so far.
We know that there'll be a good amount of people that will actually nominate, so that's really healthy for our community, and it'll be great. Good new ideas to come forward and keep that motivation going to a very prosperous community.
Non-residents who own or occupy rateable land in the council area can now apply to enrol to vote in the election. Voters able to shape the future of the prosperous community.
Gunnedah is a growing community. We're prosperous at the moment. Our unemployment rate is 1.5%. Never been anything like that. There's plenty of investment happening in the town. The future looks quite bright.
James Carter, 7 News.
Well, Kirstie's here now for a look at today's weather conditions. And Kirstie, a bit of cloud out there today.
Yes, we did have some widespread cloud. Nick, hello to you and good evening, everyone. Some of yesterday's showers did keep falling overnight with drizzle across the region into this morning. We also had that widespread cloud which kept a lid on temperatures, our minimums as mild as 8 degrees through both Gunnedah and for Tamworth, a low of 9 degrees for Glen Innes. Partly cloudy today, maximum temperatures did reach the mid to high teens for most of us. Some mild winds about 2. They tended south to southeasterly and reached around 15 kilometres an hour, just 15 in Moree and a top of 10 degrees in Armidale, so some cooler maximums. There is a slight chance of a shower tomorrow, a little bit of cloud cover around 2. I'll have all our weekend weather details after sport.
Weekend weather sounds good, Kirstie. We'll see you soon. Thanks. We'll still to come in 7 News, the regional property that's in hot demand and the benefits of giving up grog for 1 month.
And a little later on this news hour, the search for a driver who killed a grandfather who was out on a walk in Sydney's West. The new financial year relief for struggling households. The trivial 000 calls clogging up the hotline. And the US president meets with his family amid calls for him to stand down.
Well, if you're one of the lucky ones who's able to own a home, you're sitting on a more valuable asset than this time last year. The average Australian homeowner gained a $59,000 wealth boost in the last financial year. That's according to new data from CoreLogic. In regional areas, value increased almost 12%, with the average home costing just under $630,000.
If you can afford to buy a house, it's always the right time. I think it's as simple as that in this country. If you can get into the market, there's no bad time. It's really a matter of making that first step.
Nationally, the median value of a house is just under $794,000. Thousands of Aussies will give up alcohol for Dry July. The efforts will help raise cash for cancer patients, but it'll also give your health and, of course, your liver a bit of a boost.
More than 26,000 Australians will give up the booze this Dry July, raising money to help patients access Cancer Council services like the support line.
And it's for everybody during a cancer diagnosis or anybody with cancer-related questions, whether you're a patient, a carer, a friend, a loved one. It can provide emotional support.
New England MP Barnaby Joyce has quit the drink after an alcohol-related incident in Canberra earlier this year.
It's just my choice, nobody else's. When I went stomach to the stars, I thought, that's a disgrace. Can't do that again. I literally woke up the next morning and I said, that'll do. So I've given up the smokes, I've given up alcohol.
Mr. Joyce has reaped the rewards of going grog-free, dropping around 15 kilos.
Look, I haven't had a drink and I've just, lost weight and, you're sharper. But that's my choice, nobody else's choice. I'm not a wowser. If you want to have a drink, that's absolutely and utterly your choice.
But others say they're not sure they could follow suit.
No, definitely not, that's for sure. How come? Oh, I probably couldn't live without it. It's too good, tastes too nice.
Giving up the drink is something some aren't prepared to do just now.
No, I could never do it.
Oh, really? How come?
Oh, probably an alcoholic, I don't know.
What about yourself?
I could probably do it, but I won't, no.
The Cancer Council says people might want to think twice before their next drink, as the latest research shows around 3,500 cancer cases each year are linked to alcohol.
The really sad fact is if you want to reduce your cancer risk, you need to lower your cancer consumption.
Hugh Pearson, 7 News.
A new proposal to recycle solar panels in Gunnedah has received the backing of local federal MP Mark Coulton. The plans would see valuable materials removed from the panels, bringing over 10 jobs and millions of dollars in investment to the region. The member for Parkes says the plan is essential to stop thousands of panels ending up in landfill.
I can in Parliament about this because we're not going to help the environment if we end up filling landfill with the leftovers from renewable energy projects.
The proposal still in the early days, but it does aim to process the first panel in the next 2 years. There are celebrations at Tamworth's Livestock Exchange tonight after black feeder steers topped out at $3.94 a kilo, while Angus cows came in at $2.60 a kg. The bounce in prices is a major relief for farmers.
Local producers, with the cost of living, your increase in interest rates, people are still forced to take, the prices that are on offer. So, which is increased supply.
The number of cattle up for sale today was less than recently, which pushed up the price, along with increased demand from Victoria and Tasmania. Still to come in 7 News, a huge win for an underdog in Northern Inland Premier League. And the Thunderbolts on the charge, continuing their unbeaten run.
Tomorrow on Sunrise, breaking through the winter chill, the best affordable heaters to buy right now.
Plus, be watching to win a European getaway. We want to send you and a friend on a holiday to Spain.
See you in the morning.
Welcome back. The Tamworth Thunderbolts are just 4 wins away from going the entire regular season undefeated. They've now won 16 games in a row and have cemented themselves as the best local team ever.
Tamworth has caught lightning in a bottle. Against the second place Mossvale Magic, Tom Parsons got to work inside the lane. Max Clark, a powerhouse in transition. Tamworth's early lead called for Mossvale's early timeout, but the Bolts were locked in from the jump, giving them a 14-point lead at the end of the quarter. Mossvale now had the job of guarding Max Clark. That's easier said than done. As they got going at one end, they soared at the other, stretching their lead to 18. The second half started with a bang as Garrick Young caught fire. Mossvale forced to foul, but even that couldn't stop the US recruit. His electric third quarter helping him on his way to 19 points. Everything from there was just icing on the cake. With their 2 stars and captain sitting, it was up to the role players to finish the job. And they did it in style, finishing it off 84-65.
I think it was a pretty good game. They came out, they played tough. We played better today. We got the win. Some guys gave us some really great minutes. Scott gave us some minutes. Tom gave us really good minutes. Roman gave us great minutes. Justin, I was really happy with it.
Max Gent, 7 News.
The Northern Inland Premier League has passed its halfway point, with one unlikely team now the hot favourites. Armidale City West Side have taken this year by storm and have knocked off one of the competition heavyweights.
League leaders Armidale City West Side made the trip down the hill to take on a third-placed OVA. Riley Russell was brought down early, leading to the first real chance of the game. A Sam Higgins ball in, with Matt Crawford on the other end. But the celebrations lasted just minutes. West Side put a long ball in, with the keeper caught in 2 minds. Shaken from the equaliser, things went from bad to worse for OVA. In the second half, Josh McGann put it all behind him. West Side continued the fight, but not without some casualties. Within minutes, another chance for Armidale. But it would go astray. They'd get inside the 18-yard box straight after, but again, it wouldn't fly. Chances aside, they'd hold on till the final whistle. Armidale 2, OVA 1.
We've had the results go our way recently, but I still don't think we're playing that well. I'd like to see us be able to control games a lot better than what we're doing. We're probably turning over the ball a little bit too easy.
Max Gent, 7 News.
Well, up next in 7 News, Kirstie's back and she's got your week ahead in local weather. That's up next.
Good evening, everyone. Moist winds and a cold front are generating showers through northeastern New South Wales. Moderate to heavy falls are possible through the week along the coast. Meanwhile, a high pressure system is the main feature through the interior. We are expecting mostly settled skies and clear weather for the first week of July. Showers are then building through central and northern parts of our country, moving into our state and bringing wet weather in with it. Now we can see that forecast rain on our rainfall map as well. Showers bookending the state through the west as well as through the east. We could see some showers for the New England and northwest, but no more than about 7 to 10 millimetres. And we'll likely see some of that arriving overnight, but it does look drier but overcast throughout the day tomorrow. Maximum temperatures around the mid to high teens with a south to southeasterly wind blowing. Armidale just a top of 12 tomorrow, 12 also in Glen Innes with a couple of passing showers, and 15 the top for Murrurundi. Some scattered rainfall continuing to fall into Wednesday, though there is only about a 50% chance of a millimetre or two. That means most of the day should be fine. Moree jumping back to 19 degrees, though windy conditions about. Southeasterly winds forecast to reach more than 35 kilometres an hour. There is the chance of even stronger wind gusts blowing. Inverell, patchy cloud and 17 and a top of 11 in Walker. Now, any chance of a shower should clear into Thursday at the same time as temperatures increase. Gunnedah 17 degrees, Tamworth also 17 and a sunny 19 degrees in Walgett. We're expecting similar conditions across the east, though there is still a slight chance of a drizzle through parts of the Upper Hunter. Breezy too, which means these temperatures might feel cooler during the day as a result of that wind chill. If we look ahead to the rest of our week, though, temperatures across the board about 2 to 3 degrees above our July average, even 19 degrees by the time we hit Sunday. Certainly quite a mild start to the new month, following a little bit drizzle around tomorrow, Nick.
19 on Sunday looks lovely, Kirstie.
Yeah, something to look forward to, that's for sure.
Thank you. And that is your local news for tonight. You can always catch up on our website or 7plus. Right now, Dan's got your latest national news. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 6.